Hi, I'm Mohtsham Majeed, and I'm here to present you Quote Mason, an agentic estimation assistant for residential contractors. So before going deeper into the demo, I want to give you an overview of a builder's project workflow from first call to a signed contract. So for this demo, I'm going to use some real numbers from a real Ontario-based contractor. Let us call him Alex for this demo. So Alex prepares around 20 to 30 quotes per month for basement renovations and legal basement apartments. Around 1 in 10 customers come back for negotiations and revised prices, and the final conversion rate is around 2.5%. So Alex has to write around 40 quotations per project. So this manual code preparation is holding his business back. Like most of the small contractors, he's a one-man army, and he can't afford to hire more estimators there because of the cost overheads. And with his multiple roles, he cannot write more than 30 codes. That is the cap he has. So he cannot spend any more effort on marketing or sales. Business demand is there, but because of this bottleneck, he's feeling held on his business. So let us see an end-to-end prep for the code, how Alex does that. So he receives a call from the customer about a project. He drives to the estimator, to the site and does some estimations, measurements, comes back, calculates the material and labor, then refers to the codes and bylaws applicable to the property, and then cross-checks it with the past projects with similar specs and use that as a template. Finally, he compiles all the details and prepares a quote that takes hours to days, depending upon the project complexity. And finally, he lands into the negotiations and revisions. Now, the big problem is why a simple code is taking him that long. And that is the problem we are trying to solve today. So there are four things he's doing by hand every single code. Material takeoff, pricing checks, going through 1,200 pages of zoning bylaws, building codes and zoning bylaws, and then the past project lookup. All of this is manual, high risk, inconsistent, and causing him a lot of stress and delays and giving him less time to grow the business. And if he tries to go faster, that is the result. He showed me some quotes that were revised for $12,500 and others with double digits. Not because the price of labor or material moved, just because there were some missing building codes like fire separation, egress window requirements, or interconnected alarms. So speed alone is not the answer. A faster code with wrong estimates can cost you thousands of dollars and a client's trust. And you need both accuracy and speed. And that is where I will welcome you to the future, an agentic estimation assistant, Quote Mason. And let us have a live demo to understand how accurate codes we can generate out of this system. So I'm going to switch to a fictional website I have created for a fictional uh, estimator, and I'm going to go for a free estimate. So this is the intake form, and I'm going to use a free, give me 1 second. So I'm going to use a prompt that will fill all the required details. So we don't have to go back and forth. So there are 12 different intake slots that this chat window can fill. So the areas which are heavy on the cost for pricing. So I'm saying I need a 900 square feet basement finish with one bed, one bath, and all other details. Notice that I'm saying one egress window is required and some other details. So that is where the customer interaction stops. It's just telling the customer that, okay, somebody will reach you at this email with a detailed code, and they have to wait for some time. Now let me switch to the backend, the Alex dashboard. That is where he will be landing and he will be seeing different things. I will try to come back to this one if we get some time. Right now, I want to switch to the new codes where we see all the different codes. So every single code takes around 2 minutes. So I have already created a code before coming to the demo so we can have a look. So this is how it will be looking like to Alex. And you see it's giving a pricing confidence right in the start, and it will give the basis of why it is thinking like that. It picked the past project with a similar spec that was done by Alex in Guelph. So it is a different city, but the specs are pretty much same. So it can be used for some of the material and other pricing. It is giving you the summary, other details, and I would like you to see this thing. So it is giving you a egress window with some specs. It is giving you that you need to have at least 0.35 square meter minimum egress window. And you see, this is coming from the Ontario Building Code. That is the minimum requirement. So it picked up the code that is applicable to the bedroom, and it is not only applying that, it calculated that, it is giving you the pricing. Um, and the next thing I want to show you is that every single quantity and pricing, it's very soundly grounded to a source, and the source is written right here that which spreadsheet or different sources used for the pricing. All of this is provided by the contractor. So all these values are coming from these sources. So I will give you an example of this one. So 900 square feet basement, it picked up the right thing. It is telling me that it's coming from the labor rate, framing, and it picked the right row, which is 500 to 1000. So it is pricing based upon that. So in case there is something that's not present, so it cannot calculate, it won't just randomly put a number here, just like all the LLMs do. So it will stop there and it will just leave a message for the estimator that you have to price it yourself. I can't find any sources to give this price. So no hallucinations, nothing. So all of this is here, and I'm just going to show you one more thing towards the bottom. So all the citations are here. So every single building code that is applicable to this project, it got picked up. All the zoning bylaws, it picked that I give this property, so it picked zoning bylaws, builder guidelines, contractor rates, everything. And the last thing I want to show you on this is that all the remaining things that this system couldn't estimate, it will be written right here. So Alex can manually review and uh, just add the values. And this is absolutely like stop here, and he has to approve this code. Only then it will land to the um, for the customer. Like so, we can send only after the approval, and there will be a separate customer template. So that is pretty much from this one. And I would just like to show you on the dashboard, we are calculating an average time for each code. So like the average code and average cost as well. So this is a cost for the last quotation I created and the time. So let me just switch back to the slide. So from the backend side, I just want to quickly discuss that this is a line graph agent with 4 traceable stages. It's not like big model call. Codes node is tracking all the building codes and bylaws that are applicable. Then takeoff is calculating the physical, what's the requirement of material and labor. All of this is fed into the price fill, which is a non-LLM. It is totally deterministic code, Python code, which is referring to different guidelines, and then drafts. Keeping in with the time, I'm just going to skip the architecture a little bit, and I'm going to go to the evals. So just to make sure that the codes are accurate, I picked up 6 past projects, I excluded them from the retrieval, and made sure that the specs are like the codes are built from like scratch on the specs alone, and then compared them to the real invoices. The first run, it came really bad, as expected, 62% average error. I figured out there were 4 defects, which were either in the prompts or the code. So after fixing all the defects, the error rate dropped from 62% to 17.8%, which is really promising, as for the same jobs, human error rate was in between 12 to 26%. So Alex is really happy. Code Mason is measured. There is no assertions with reasonable accuracy. Every dollar is traced. There is a human gatekeeper to make sure everything is accurate when we are sending. Every code has his license, so it has to be accurate. And this is the future. He is working smarter, growing faster. Bottleneck is removed. We are aiming to process 100 plus codes and winning 10 extra projects per year. For future, I am trying to tighten the evals to within 5% range. And the next big goal is to expand it to commercial projects where every single code takes weeks because of the extra codes. and that is where CodeMason will actually shine. So that is it. I will like you to try yourself and give it a minute because it's on the free tier right now hosted. So thank you so much.